Hey guys, welcome to the Zurich Review. I'm Karen and today I'm going to be talking about my 2018 reading goals. So, as you probably know, this is the first year for me on YouTube and I've only just started really. And I haven't been that much of a reader in the years before, so I haven't really had any reading goals prior to this. So I can't really tell you anything about like how I did on my last reading goals, except for my Goodreads challenge, which was to read 50 books. I almost got there. I read, in the end, I think it was like 42 books. I'm still very happy with that. But now for the next year, I want to take it a bit more seriously and set a couple of goals myself. I think I've got 5 goals now. So, without further ado, let's just start and talk about my goal number 1, which is actually the Goodreads challenge again. So I'm gonna set my number at 64 books on Goodreads. So my goal is to read at least 64 books. That might sound like a rather weird number to you. First I wanted to put 52 books for my goals. That would be 1 each week, which is about the pace I'm reading at right now. So if I'm keeping up that pace of 1 book a week, I'm going to be at 52. The reason why the final number is 64 is because I want to listen to more audiobooks as well. So kind of my more audiobook listening goal is within this Goodreads book goal of 64 books. So what I thought is that I'll read 52 regular books, like either print or ebooks, and then each month listen to an audiobook. That would be like 1 audiobook per month, and that leaves me at the number 64, which is why I put my Goodreads challenge to 64 books. My second goal is to read at least 12 books in German. By that I mean like originally German books. I don't read translations as long as like if the original of the book is in English, I never ever read the German version. I only do that if the original is in a language I don't understand, obviously. Even though then I usually choose the English translation over the German one. But that's not of interest now. What I want to talk about is me reading 12 originally German books, and I'd like 6 of these 12 books to be by Swiss authors. So I'm doing most of my reading in English, which is nice, and I like English books. I love English authors. There's lots of awesome authors out there. But Switzerland and also Germany and other countries where German is spoken have some great authors as well. And sometimes I get this feeling that I'm like overlooking them, especially the Swiss authors, because they're just not, internationally and on BookTube, not really talked about as much. So I would like to change that and talk a bit more about German and Swiss authors, and that's why I'm setting myself this goal of reading 1 book in German every month. Moving on to goal number 3, which kind of goes into a similar direction. My next goal is to read at least 4 books in French during the next year. Now, as I said, I do most of my reading in English and I sometimes read German books as well, but never ever would I ever read a French book. Not because I don't speak French, but because, I don't know, poor laziness. And maybe also a lack of knowledge of good French books. So if you know any, please tell me. As I said, I don't read translations, so the French books I'm going to choose must be originally in French. Now, obviously French is a language that is not only spoken in France, but all over the world. So I should be able to find like good even international books. I just didn't really look for them so far. Now, I do speak French rather well, not as good as my English of course, but I need it at work on a daily basis, and I just want to like get accustomed to reading in French a bit more, because I've got to do a lot of translations at the office, and it's just gonna make things easier the more accustomed I am to reading French books, which is why I came up with this goal. And usually it's really probably laziness, the reason that I don't read as much in French, because it's harder than to read in English or in German. But I still think that I'm going to be able to find a few really good books, which I will miss out on if I didn't read them in French. So yeah, I guess I can do 4 books a year. That's like 1 every 3 months. It's not going to kill me, but do wish me luck anyway, please. Alright. My goal number 4 is a very specific one. It is to finish the Game of Thrones series, like the books, all of them. I've started reading them only in December, I guess, out of a mood. I just felt like reading a fantasy series for some reason, and I picked one, probably the biggest possible, and I'm only almost at book 2, so I've got a lot more to do, a lot more to read, but I'm enjoying the series a lot, and I'm not much of a series reader. I think I haven't read any series at all since Harry Potter, which is shameful, I know. So with Game of Thrones, I'm hoping to do 2 things. First, to get back into fantasy a bit, and also to get back into series, or to find the courage to read more series again. Because I tend to find series a bit intimidating, you know, because it's quite a commitment to start reading a series, especially if you're like me and you don't want to like stop in the middle of it. So it's hard for me to commit to series, but that's why I set this goal to finish a Game of Thrones, to see if in the end I like reading series. We're getting to my final goal. We're getting to my final goal, which is to read at least 1 more book by my top 5 2017 authors. I recently did a top 10 videos of all the books I've read in 2017. I'm going to link that down below. And I loved each and every of the authors, of course, because, you know, their books were like my favorite books of the year. And in 2018 I want to read more books by these same authors, like by my top 5 authors. Can't even tell you who it is. It's Colm Tóibín, the Irish author, for sure. Then Patricia Highsmith, Adam Silvera, Shappi Khorsandi, even though I think she hasn't written another book, and Louise O'Neill. So these 5 authors, I want to read more books by them in 2018. I'm going to try and read at least 1 of each 5, even though like Shappi Khorsandi doesn't have a second book, I think. But well, that was my goal number 5. So here we are, that's the end of my list already. As I said, I didn't want to overdo it, so I went for 5 goals, which are all achievable, I guess. And even if I, you know, don't achieve them, I'm not gonna get crazy about it. I'm just gonna use my goals as some kind of guidelines to like channel my reading a bit more. So that was it for my 2018 goals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.